Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Driven to Draw. My name is Arvin, where I teach you how to draw, be more creative, and reduce your stress through the very act of drawing. If you like this kind of content and the stuff I've been posting so far, be sure to subscribe and smash that like button. Come on, smash it now. Okay, so today's topic is going to be how you improve your artistic ability by drawing the things that you hate. Yes, drawing the things that you hate, which is kind of counterintuitive because you get into different subjects and you go into a particular subject because you got a passion for that subject. That could be drawing cars, that could be drawing portraits, that could be drawing animals, that can be drawing landscapes and all these other things, right, that you develop a passion for over time. Now, one of the things for an aspiring artist is during that journey or during that path or that quest to improve yourself, you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of times that you're going to be drawing things that you just don't enjoy at all. And what I'm doing right now when you see some of these examples is exactly that. I'm really getting into the habit of drawing things that I just can't stand. Or I shouldn't say I can't stand. Drawing things that I'm not used to. Okay, so that's really challenging for people because people forget when you start off as an artist, your task is to learn a lot of the fundamentals of drawing. That can be your perspective, that can be the way you observe objects, and then using that observation technique and developing that observation technique that you can replicate the things that you see. But as you start to develop that and get good at that particular subject that you're really interested in, what you're going to find is that you forget over time, once you've already gotten good at it, you've forgotten about the struggles it took for you to get there, right? Because everything poses as a challenge. Now, when I started off drawing and illustrating cars, automobiles are probably one of the most toughest subjects for anyone to master. It really is difficult, especially if you're designing cars and coming up with your own shapes. It takes a lot of knowledge in perspective, knowing your fundamentals in construction and understanding how surfaces work and how light bounces off certain objects and how to really understand design. And that takes quite a bit of time. But it's a process, and it's always a process that starts off with fundamentals so that your mind gets used to slowly gets used to understanding how you understand form and how you start to build that relationship between your brain and what you're drawing on paper. And it takes a long time, and it takes a lot of going through very basic shapes and then understanding those basic shapes in perspective and then how you kind of build on that. Now that's a struggle because what happens is that a lot of people are just impatient. You don't want to really wait for the result. You just hope that it's going to come in the end. And I remember that as I was drawing different views, I really had a lot of struggle, and the first thing that the instructor would say was start drawing the things that you hate. If you're not good at a front three-quarter view, then you should be drawing more of a front three-quarter view of an object in perspective, whether that be a car or whether that be a product or any of those things, so that it gives your brain some time to resolve those issues in shape and form and practice it so that it becomes a little bit more normalized so that your brain kind of catches up to it and understands it. And that just happens by repetition. Now, once you get past all that and you become an expert, I really struggled with drawing people and just getting into drawing things that I just wasn't used to. Now, to develop yourself as a person or as an artist, you're not doing yourself any favors by not expanding your horizons and getting into other subjects. Remember, everything is about self-growth and self-improvement and expanding your knowledge and expanding your technique and expanding your knowledge. And it's really important to kind of take a step back and really understand the purpose of why you're trying to learn certain things. Because once you learn something that's different than your core expertise, you don't really know how that's going to affect you in the future or what kind of gain or benefit you're going to get. So when I start drawing things like Baby Groot, like you see in this example, now I'm not used to drawing these characters. In fact, I don't really care much for drawing these characters at all. So it's a real struggle for me to do it. But one thing I do know is that drawing and understanding my fundamentals is key in order to eventually build up a better success, or to be able to tackle this issue with a little bit more success. Because at that point, you're not starting from scratch. So it's in your best interest to keep challenging yourself and start drawing something that is completely out of your comfort zone and something that's really new, because you can always build and leverage your prior experience that you've had before on something that you're really good at. Now, the surprising thing, the other thing that you're going to really find out and you're going to really understand as you go through this process, is that the path to success starts to shrink. I mean, think about it. If you've been drawing for a good 5 years, or you go to a very top university that teaches sketching, drawing, design the correct way, because they're really training you how to draw. They're teaching you solid fundamental skills. You've already got your fundamentals and basics down. You don't have to relearn those. You don't have to relearn perspective. You don't have to relearn composition. You don't have to relearn color. Of course, with practice, you can expand on it, you get better, and you start to master each one of those areas. What you're taking, those fundamentals that you've already learned, and now you're applying it to a completely new concept. Yeah, if you're drawing people, or you're trying to learn how to draw portraits, yeah, you're not gonna be as good as a person who has started drawing portraits and has been doing it for a good 10 years or whatever it is, right? But who cares? You don't have to be as good as they are. But you still get to reap the benefits of learning something new and learning a new technique. It's all an opportunity. Here, if I'm drawing Baby Groot, I've got to learn how to draw something that looks a little bit like wood. Or I might have to fiddle around with the new brush that I'd never used before. So just that process in itself is valuable to you. It may not look as good as somebody who is a real professional who's been exposed to all those tools and is really good at it. But remember, this is not about them. This is about you as an individual and your self-improvement. Nothing else. But if you're good at one thing and you've been doing that for quite some time, I would say that the path for you to get better at drawing portraits may not take 10 years, but the time frame to get there is going to shorten. That's kind of what I've been experimenting with over and above my level of expertise and what it is that I do, is that I've sort of challenged myself to really understand now, how long will it take me to look at a reference photo of a particular artist and a technique that I really enjoy and I really appreciate, study it, and to replicate a technique that I've already seen. And what I've found is that path to success is a lot sooner, even though I may not even like it. What happens though is that as you start to increase and build that skill level in that particular area of something that you don't really like, you're going to start to enjoy it. You're going to start to like it, because that's exactly what happened with your primary expertise. And the funny thing, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be a character designer. I mean, I'm just trying to enjoy the progression of my art and just build up my skill level. I could care less about trying to get a job in the industry or something. I really want to be able to improve my skill set and show you how to improve yours. That's what my goal is. I mean, dang, man. I mean, if I want to be able to draw Baby Yoda, I want to be able to draw Baby Yoda, man. I want to be able to draw the Incredible Hulk. And I want that stuff to look good. So, final comments on this. Remember, you got to think about what your goals are when you're embarking on becoming an artist or just improving your artistic ability. For me, I really enjoyed just the process of learning. And if I create some cool stuff, then hey, maybe I can go and frame it up in my office or downstairs or give it to my mom. I mean, she'll take anything from me. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, I could probably just paint a little M&M or something for her. And she'd go, oh, that's very pretty. I love it. Frame it. Bless her heart, man. Bless her heart. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and you got something, you learned something new today. If anything, remember, get into the very act of drawing. It'll help reduce your stress. It'll help you to create more and think outside the box. And if anything, do it for your mother so that she can frame your artwork. We'll see you next time. Driven to Draw. Have a good one.